One, calling to order this evening's Borough Council voting meeting. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance, if you don't mind, this evening, please. Everyone, please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we have a pretty good crowd here this evening and a pretty full agenda. So we'll get started. I'll start with some council president announcements for this evening. So prior to Borough Council meeting this evening, we did hold an executive session and we discussed property, personnel, and legal matters. Brittany, did we receive any comment following the June 17th public meeting or any comments up to this meeting or anything? Okay. All right. So we're going to move right into the public comment section of this meeting. So at this point, I would invite anyone who has public comment to come on up to the podium and state your name, where you live, and
I was expecting to go at the end. Oh my God. Okay. Good evening, members of the Borough Council. My name is Christine Bertino, and I live at 448 West 6th Avenue. I'm here tonight to request the Conshohocken Borough Council immediately instruct our borough solicitor to file a formal petition to intervene for official party status before the Plymouth Township Zoning Hearing Board regarding the proposed 2 million square foot data center at 900 Conshohocken Road. I serve on the board of the Conshohocken Authority. You hired me. While the authority has sought status regarding our sewer infrastructure, our residents need this council to step up to protect our health, safety, and quality of life. Municipal borders are invisible lines to physical pollution. For over 30 years, our neighborhood has suffered under the Covanta trash-to-steam plant. We cannot let history repeat itself. Developer Brian O'Neill is attempting to bypass local oversight, keeping technical details secret and refusing to provide advanced expert disclosures at the next hearing in Plymouth. If Conshohocken does not demand formal legal standing, our West Side neighborhoods will absorb the fallout of major technical loopholes. The accessory use power plant. The developer plans to burn natural gas on site 24/7 to power the facility. Legally, this is a standalone power plant, which is not permitted by special exception. It will emit formaldehyde and PM 2.5 hazardous air pollutants directly into our prevailing winds. Continuous low-frequency noise. Standard noise ordinances measure over decibels, dBA, which completely miss industrial hums. Data center chillers emit a constant 24/7 low-frequency hum, dBc, that passes straight through residential walls, amplified by sound reflecting off the massive buildings. The environmental strain. Many data centers use external cooling towers that evaporate millions of gallons of municipal water daily or discharge chemical-laden wastewater into our system. Moving to a dry cooling loop requires massive arrays of industrial condenser fans running at a maximum RPM, spiking localized air pollution and noise on hot summer days, like today. Traffic and rail deceptions. The claim of 110 permanent jobs downplays a multi-year nightmare of heavy construction trucks and constant heavy tanker traffic transporting millions of gallons of diesel fuel. Furthermore, high-tech cargo like microchips cannot be shipped via freight rail, which they'll argue, due to vibration risks. Sensitive components will still clog Conshohocken Road via heavy logistic trucks. Brownfield contamination. Deep structural footings at this former steel mill site risk disturbing legacy heavy metals. We must demand a strict Act 2 environmental clearance from the PA DEP to prevent toxic dust from blowing into our neighborhoods. Municipalities nationwide are winning these fights by holding developers to strict engineering audits. Allen Park, Michigan denied a data center this year for failing to prove noise mitigation. Chandler, Arizona blocked development by forcing strict low-frequency monitoring, and Prince William County, Virginia, just last week, had its project voided by a judge for procedural public notice defects. I'm standing here tonight with a petition signed by over 230 of your constituents who refuse to let regional border exploitation dictate our health. David Sanders, El Kilkenny Law, confirmed that the borough can formally request party status at the beginning of the hearing on Thursday, August 6th. That changed. Thursday, August 6th at 7 p.m. at Colonial Middle School. Please accept this petition, stand up for the West Side, and protect Conshohocken. Will council instruct borough solicitor to file a petition to intervene? Thank you.
Is there any additional public comment?
So I'd like to make a comment, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
So first of all, Ms. Bertino, thank you very, very much. This is the type of community involvement and engagement that we need, not only on this topic, on many others. There's many times on some less important topics that we're begging for people to get involved. What you've done, you and your group, educating the public, getting out there, knocking on doors, I'll say, as a councilman and as a resident, thank you very much, okay? There are many of us in the neighborhood that agree with you in the community. I have not found anyone that disagrees with you.
I found a couple.
Well, they haven't talked to me. I would like to open the discussion up to the rest of the council members to talk about directing our general counsel to, I guess, I don't know if the right word is investigate. There is a process that we have to go through to direct him to do this. Can you, if you don't mind, talk about the process?
Sure, and actually the date being pushed back is helpful for all of you because it's not on your agenda this evening, but I would feel more than comfortable if you directed my office to initially look into the standing issue, although I'm not terribly concerned about whether or not we have standing. Well, the borough has standing. I think you certainly do. And if we make that conclusion, and I think we will, at your next meeting, you could actually authorize my office to request party status. What I'll likely do, if that's the general direction, is it's not going to be hidden from Dave Sander. So I would certainly reach out to him and let him know that I expect that to come. And at your next meeting, it'll formally be on your agenda, but it would be a pretty simple motion, which is just to authorize my office to make an appearance on behalf of the borough.
Anyone else have any comments?
Can individuals still seek party status?
It sounds like, based on Mr. Sanders' direction, yes.
Christine, are you going to seek party status? Are those 200 people on your, are they going to seek party status? I mean, I'm throwing it out there.
Right. I can't speak for the 230 plus people who signed. I can speak for myself. I don't feel like I am knowledgeable enough to cross-examine subject matter experts on data centers. So that's why I thought it would be helpful if the residents were represented by a legal representative.
I think 200 people going to the next meeting. I think that would be.
Absolutely. I'm not going to stop going, and I do plan to make public comment, but to cross-examine people, I don't think I'm qualified to do that.
I'll
But I
say,
have a voice.
Alan obviously is very close, lives in that area. I'm the other side of the street, but I'm impressed you found one person who was really for it. Everyone I talked
You
to,
probably didn't live in Conshohocken.
everyone I talked to, it's literally, there has not been any anything I've heard other than negatives or questions surrounding it from the people who've contacted me, and the people I talk to and the people I know. So I echo what Alan said. Thank you for getting people involved. It means something. It's important. And when we hear enough voices, for me, it means do what you can, right? And for me, yes, seeking party status is something that, from what I'm seeing, makes a ton of sense. So thank you for your efforts.
Thank you so much. The hardest part of the petition was trying to prevent people that didn't live in Conshohocken from signing them.
Sure.
So Christine, thank you for representing the group. You and I work on the sewer authority, and we did feel that it was important to figure out what was our best strategy for party status. And as we were kind of learning this process and going through listening to other groups, and because this is all new to all of us, right? So we're learning, we're listening. The sewer authority was the ideal place to at least get our information initially, get in there with party status, because that section of Plymouth dumps into our sewer. So that was a no-brainer for us. It wasn't a general status. It didn't have to deal with contiguous property. It didn't have, all those things that potentially zoning could kick out as non-party status qualifiers. So that's why we went first route was the sewer authority. It is wonderful to see all of these folks that have helped and got rallied around you to be able to then come to us, because what I, as I was learning, going through this, was saying to my residents is, I think we're in better shape if people just bombard them. A lot of people go in and get party status. Now, we watched them decline party status for residents of Conshohocken, right? Except for those that actually had medical conditions. So, I still think it's important, as Kathleen said, that we just need to get in there, bombard them, and Mike, what are your thoughts? I mean, are your thoughts that we could potentially have a standing, or we just?
I always think I have excellent arguments, right? But no, I think sincerely that given the very unique nature, even the fact that you share an authority with respect to this particular area, there are some very unique circumstances here that would lead me to think that, yes, you would end up having standing. Yeah.
Do you think that it would behoove individual residents to also request party status?
So I as a resident would say, yeah, let's bombard them.
I'm up for a few hours.
I was formerly on the zoning hearing board here in Conshohocken. I actually disagree, but I guess, and that's why, you and I have spoken before. A lot of us have been working on this. This is not something that, this petition showed up. Great idea. We love it. We love that everybody's involved and really getting educated. We've been working on it. We had chosen the sewer authority as a strategy to go, but now that we're looking at it, now that Mike is going to do the research, to have two strategies going at once, I think I'm all for it, so.
Yeah, Mike, do you think there's any leeway in that 500 feet, that people who automatically get status?
You mean in terms of private residents?
Well, any entity or private.
There is. If you can articulate how you, so that's why they went with the medical conditions, for example, because if you can articulate how you have a difference from the general public, then yes, there is often an exception made to the 500 feet.
Well, I think from the model ordinances that we're seeing on these type of facilities, that their recommendation is not to make it 500, to make it 1,000.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to hear that.
And by my pitiful calculation, the borough line to where it crosses to 900 to about 960.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that they're making it different for this type of use.
But even without party status, go to the meetings.
Yeah.
Make your voice heard. This is the process. We would have the same type of process, right? All these municipality and governments have a process for you to be heard. So go and be heard, show up. I would encourage everybody in this room to go and be involved in the process.
I would echo Alan's statement, also as a former zoning hearing board member here in Conshohocken, that it does matter when residents show up and make public comment on an issue, whether or not they have party status. Or party status is a very specific thing. These are legal proceedings, and it allows you to participate in that, whether through the zoning hearing itself or on appeal, which I think in all likelihood, whatever the outcome of this particular hearing is, we will probably see appeal. Right, that is important. That may be appropriate for some individuals, but even if you feel you do not want to get involved to that level, right, because there can be financial commitments there as well. Often attorneys get involved. The public comment absolutely matters. I think it's appropriate for council to take the step. We will send our attorney, right, to be involved to that degree, to worry about some of those technical elements that will be presented through the hearing, but absolutely showing up, speaking respectfully, as we are seeing tonight, that is the way to go, and it does matter to the board members.
I want to remind all of Conshohocken that we have been the recipient of Plymouth Township's bad decisions for a while now. The trash to steam plant is a perfect example of something that they were experimenting with, and Conshohocken has paid the price for. Like, let us not forget that benchmark. I grew up on Caldwell in Plymouth Township. I fought the trash to steam plant in 1989. I don't have a good track record because the trash to steam plant is standing. But that is a really good example. None of the commitments that they made in 1989, they're holding today, not one.
So what do we need to do to move forward?
Yeah, so
I guess is,
I'm hearing that, I don't hear any negative. Does anyone feel that we shouldn't give Mike the authority to go ahead and look at seeking party status for the residents of Conshohocken?
And so I'll do so. I personally don't think I need anything else from you tonight since it's not on your agenda. What I'll do is have all of that prepared for you for your next meeting, and you'll then take a vote to authorize me to. Now, again, as I said, I'm going to tell Dave that it's coming, because your meeting is only a day or two.
Day before. That's
Yeah, yeah,
Is
so.
it too tight,
so-
or you're going to be okay with that?
I'll be okay, because I think you've given me enough authority to actually prepare the documents to present to you, so I'll be fine. Yeah.
All right.
okay?
Well, thank you. You guys pulled together. And then Christine, do we have to authorize every one of those signatures that are really Conshohocken residents, or did you do that for us?
That's why whiteout has been revived.
Oh,
Well, thank you. And thank you to all. Anita, I think I see your hand up.
I have a question for you. The Conshohocken rowing crew down there, isn't it the rowing club?
The rowing center?
Like,
Yes.
well, if the Davis Center goes in and it gets whatever, and takes the water out of the scuba, there goes a crew.
That's a private entity.
Oh, it is it?
I'm trying to get that.
So they would have to.
So they would seek parties, right, if they're so inclined, they would then do something as a private entity.
So it might behoove us to reach out to them and.
We did talk to them on Monday,
Okay.
and they said they were gonna be up here, but of course they didn't show.
No, but maybe they'll be at the Plymouth meeting to ask for party status.
Ah.
You know what I mean?
And with the sewer, will that affect us in Conshohocken, or is that a Plymouth thing?
So Plymouth, and I don't want to get into the details, but Plymouth pays the Conshohocken Sewer Authority to dump their waste into our sewer authority. So Plymouth Township pays, they collect their money from the residents and they pay us. Where it could potentially affect depending on what kind of system it is we don't want to overflood our sewer system, because then our biology would be off, and then we would have all the issues with the biology being off and we've got room to take it. It's not the issue. The issue is the biology and then what it would take to rebalance everything, make sure we have the right chemicals. So we have concerns, and we will want to make sure that we put safeguards in our asks for the sewer authority before it gets, like, we might ask them to clean it first before it even comes to us. So we have some room there to wiggle so that we don't get affected.
We don't
by it.
need another bill.
Correct. And that's why we did that.
Maybe they should pay our sewer.
All right. So we're going to get, we have our instructions.
Right of perspective, we have our instructions from Borough Council. So we'll take from your petition and council's direction, and we'll make sure our solicitor seeks party status. So thank you.
I don't know if the Girl Scouts wanted to say something,
Okay.
but they did prepare something.
Come on up.
By all means.
Can we get them a microphone? Yeah, do you want to come up?
Thank you, Chris.
We don't want a data center because it pollutes our earth. What if it explodes while a school bus is going by? If something goes wrong, we could get really hurt or die. If it is always making noise, it will be hard to sleep and study. If there's limited power after a storm, the data center might use it all up and we could have blackouts.
I don't believe the data center generators will give us power. They're claiming this to get people to think it's okay. Also, diesel generators are really smelly. Do you want our town to smell like the back of a school bus? Because that smells bad. In the 1967 amendment, it says the people have the right to clean air and pure water, Pennsylvania's public and natural resources to the common prospect of the people, including generations yet to come.
Therefore, a data center would be a bad idea.
Thank you.
Okay. One more time.
I just wanted to ask for clarification. How do individual residents actually get to party status? I mean, you were talking about the lawyer representing the council, et cetera, but how do individual residents get, what process do we need to take?
So based on what I saw is you can go up to the podium and just name yourself as party status and what your, they will ask you what makes you eligible for party status, which is where folks were saying, well, I live near the line, and they either gave them party status or not, based on what the individuals told them. Once you have party status, then my understanding, and I'm not a lawyer, but my understanding is then that gives you the opportunity to either have an attorney represent you, or you be able to ask specific questions during the hearing that would be related to your concerns for party status.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And I think what David said is actually a really valid, is you don't have to seek party status, and you can still be a voice in that proceeding. Yeah.
During public comment, there will be a time for everyone to speak when they open it up for public comment, so.
All right. So I'm going to move on to the next agenda item. I invite you all to stick around for the whole meeting because they're a lot of fun. All right.
But you don't have to.
But you don't have to, right? we won't hold you to it.
She's joking, by the way. It's not all that, but it's not that much fun. Trust me. I don't blame you.
All right.
I think we should have kept it to the end just to make them stay.
Oh, there you go. Okay, let's move into presentations this evening. So the first presentation on our agenda is to honor our borough employees who have provided 20 years of dedicated service to the Borough of Conshohocken. So Steph, do you mind going up to the podium? You're there already, look at that. All right. It looks like Shauna, you will also be helping. There you are. Look at that.
Ready for your big
We'll
moment?
just give it 1 second. All right, Steph.
All right. No, hold on 1 second. I'm going to call you
Thank
up.
you.
We're going to make him think. All right. Employees are the backbone of any successful company, and this is the same for the Borough of Conshohocken. Our employees are our most valuable asset. Tonight, we are here to recognize and honor those employees and volunteers who have reached or surpassed their 20-year work anniversary with the borough. And this is a remarkable milestone. The borough has been immensely successful over the past 20 years, strategically transforming into one of the premier places to live, work, play, and grow in Montgomery County. In fact, Conshohocken Borough was named one of the best overall places to live in the state. We could not reach this achievement without each one of the individuals being honored this evening. Tonight, we are here to recognize your tenure and loyalty to the Borough of Conshohocken. More importantly, we are here to say thank you. We value and appreciate your hard work and dedication to the borough over the past 20 years. So without further ado, I'm going to highlight each individual on the esteemed list. We have some individuals that are here and some that are not, so come up to the podium and accept your recognition award. Shauna will hand it to you. We'll take pictures at the end, and anyone who could not be here this evening with us, we will get them their award after the fact. So we have, first up on the list is Chris Kenderdine, who is part of our Public Services Department, and he has been serving the borough since 2006. Next, we have Dan Costello, who has been serving the borough since 2001. His current position is lieutenant, and he previously held the positions of captain and trustee. We have Walter Curl, who has been serving the borough since 2006, and his current position with the borough is the recording secretary. I'm going to have them come up after, yeah. And then last but not least is Gary Davis, who has been serving the Borough of Conshohocken since 1991. His current position is trustee, and he previously held the positions including deputy chief, assistant chief, captain, and lieutenant. So we do this on an annual basis, and we are very blessed to always have a group of employees and or volunteers who have reached that 20-year milestone, which is a huge accomplishment from a borough perspective. So to all of our recipients this evening, thank you for your loyalty, leadership, and expertise, and your enduring dedication has had a tremendous positive impact on the Borough of Conshohocken. So thank you very much.
We're going front page, Coach.
Picture.
And we can have council and the mayor come down.
Oh, okay.
Say smile, Bob.
Color.
It's gonna go run up here. You wanna take a picture? Go ahead, go get Pop. Go get Pop. Go ahead, go get Pop.
One, two, three. Ice cream.
You ready for ice cream? You did very good.
All right, from a procedural perspective, Steph, we didn't do roll call, so I just want to do attendance before we
No
get
problem.
started voting.
Councilmember Shemaleski.
I'm present.
Councilmember Serna.
Here.
Councilmember Bria.
Here.
Councilmember Elam.
Here.
Councilmember Fry.
Here.
Vice President Kingsley. President Sokolowski.
Here.
And Mayor Aronson.
Here.
All right.
Here we go. We're good.
Now we can
moving
actually
and
start
shaking.
voting. All right, next item on our agenda this evening is land use matters, public hearings, and ordinances. It does not look like we have anything come before us today.
We don't have anything new coming in through you today.
All right, so we'll move right into our consent agenda. So 2 items on the consent agenda this evening are to approve and adopt the June 13th and June 17th regular meeting minutes. And then the second item is to approve the June ending treasurer's report and accounts payable. So what I am interested in having is a motion to approve and adopt the June 3rd and 17th regular meeting minutes if there are no discussions.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next item on our agenda is needing a motion to approve the June ending treasurer's report and accounts payable, and that would be in the amount of $1,375,720.44.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right. Next item in our agenda is unfinished business, and there's a couple items under unfinished business. So we'll start out with consideration of adopting Ordinance 02-2026, and this would amend the borough's Parks and Rec ordinance. Any questions on the Park and Rec ordinance? Okay, I'm looking for a motion to adopt the 02-2026 Borough Parks and Rec ordinance.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next item on our agenda this evening is to consider approving Resolution 2026-07, and that's establishing rules and regs in our borough parks, playgrounds, and recreational areas. If I have no questions or concerns related to the ordinance, or I'm sorry, the resolution establishing rules and regs, I am looking for a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next item is to review the bids received for our Hallowell Street Reconstruction Project and consider authorizing the issuance of a notice of intent to award. So Steph, can you just go over those bids real quick so we have just fresh?
Yes, so we received a total of 5 bids. The bidders were T. Schaefer Contractors, Scott Building Corporation, Mayfield Site, Marino Corporation, and Albert C. Cipollini Jr. and Sons Incorporated. Our engineer, Tyler, reviewed those bids, vetted them through the administration, and we are recommending that Borough Council approve a notice of intent to award the Hallowell Street Reconstruction Project to T. Schaefer Contractors. There are 3 components to this project. So the base bid is $721,155, and then we have 2 alternates. Alternate 1 is in the amount of $40,940, and alternate 2 is in the amount of $70,490. We will be recommending that all 3 components of the project be completed, conditioned upon the issuance of a written contractor responsibility determination in accordance with the borough's responsible contractors ordinance. And so what that means basically from a funding perspective is that the total project costs $832,585. We were the recipient of a DCED multimodal transportation fund for this project in the amount of $733,537.82. And therefore, a large portion of the project will be covered by the grant funds, and the remaining $99,000 will be covered by capital funds. And so we are recommending this evening that council approve the notice of intent to be issued to T. Schaefer Contractors as they were the lowest responsible bidder. They will now have to go through the RCO process, and they will be back on your agenda if they meet those specifications on August 5th for award.
Steph, what section of Hallowell Street is getting redone?
It is from 7th to 11th.
Okay. Thank you.
And you are dealing with fully resurfaced roadway, ADA compliant curb ramps. And there's also some underground
Yep.
infrastructure work that will be done as well.
Thank you. Any other questions for staff? All right, hearing no other questions, do I have a motion to authorize the issuance of a notice of intent to award this contract for Hallowell Street Reconstruction to T. Schaefer Contractors Incorporated, and that would be in the amount of $832,585, and that's conditioned upon the issuance of a written contractor responsibility determination that is in accordance with our borough's responsible contractor ordinance.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay, that concludes that section of our agenda, so we'll move into new business. First item under new business is to consider approving Resolution 2026-08, and that would be affirming the borough's commitment to fair housing. Any questions related to fair housing commitment? Hearing no questions, do I have a motion to approve Resolution 2026-08?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next item under new business is to consider approving Resolution 2026-09, and that would be designating a Section 504 officer. Any questions on the 504 officer? Okay, so I'm looking for a motion to approve Resolution 2026-09, which designates a Section 504 officer.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next item under new business is to consider approving Resolution 2026-10, and that would be authorizing the sale of a dump truck and utility tractor on municipal bid. Any questions related to the dump truck or tractor sale?
This is part of the depreciation schedule? Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, so I'm looking for the motion to approve Resolution 2026-10, which will be for authorizing the sale of a dump truck at a minimum bid of $1,500 and a utility tractor at a minimum bid of $500, and that would be on municipal bid.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next item on our agenda is to consider approving tuition reimbursement for Detective Bond for the 2026 fall semester. And that would be in the amount of $1,774 plus the cost of books. And this is per the collective bargaining agreement. So I'm looking for a motion of approval.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next item on our agenda is to consider authorizing the submission of a grant application by the Friends of Conshohocken Parks to Quaker Houghton Grant Program, and that would be for the purchase and installation of STEM equipment in our borough parks. Any questions related to this topic?
Do we know the amount of the grant?
I do
Is
not.
there, whether or not there is a match? Well, it's a private company. so-
No, there's no match. I think it's 10,000, if I remember. Yeah.
Cool.
Say,
And
we're-
then we have to do a motion because they are a,
So because the Friends of Conshohocken Parks is, their board documents are set up that council has to authorize expenditure of any funds in order for them to apply for a grant, which then would result in them having to spend that grant money within the Borough of Conshohocken. Council has to authorize that application process.
so this is procedural for one of our commissions.
It is procedural for your Friends of Conshohocken Board of Directors, yes.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, so I'm looking for a motion to authorize the submission of the grant application by Friends of Conshohocken Parks. And if awarded, they would be using the grant funds for the purchase and install of STEM playground equipment, subject to final review and approval of our borough administration.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next item on our agenda is to consider approving 401-433 Washington Street Financial Security Escrow Release. And this is release number 3, and it's in the amount of $715,241.22. Looking for a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next item is to consider approving 720 Springmill Avenue Financial Security Escrow Release number 8, and this is in the amount of $11,400. If so inclined, I'm looking for a
I'll
motion.
make that motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
I'll note for the record that that is conditioned upon the developer replenishing the engineering and legal and administrative expense escrows.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, next item on our agenda is to consider approving change order number 2, and that is for our 2nd Avenue Veterans Memorial Plaza project. So I'm looking for a motion to approve this project in the amount of $8,431.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next item is to consider approving payment application number 3 for 2nd Avenue Veterans Memorial Plaza project. And that would be in the amount of $207,484.92. Looking for a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay, I'm just going to take a little drink here. All right, next item up on our agenda, oh, look, we're up to council matters and mayor matters. So, Mr. Mayor, you always have great pictures.
Fun stuff. Yes, we had our second Kaboom Kid on July 3rd for the fireworks. Jackson was our winner this year, and the Friends of Country Parks teamed up with the Conshohocken Theater in the parks and had like a little ceremony and a play, and had a lot of fun with Jackson's family, and then Jackson got to actually push the button to set off the fireworks. It was a successful fundraiser. They actually raised twice as much as they raised last year for the parks. Jackson's mom came up to me after the fireworks and said that it's the best 4th of July she's ever had. So really wonderful community building, and a big thank you to Brian and the whole Friends of Country Parks team. They did a wonderful job this year. And then, of course, the fireworks themselves were amazing.
Are they our fireworks?
Those are our fireworks, yes. So there's a resident in West Conchi who every year takes out his big telephoto lens and takes hundreds of photos of our fireworks. I went through and brought it down to about 20 of my favorites and posted them on my social media. So thank you, Ed Plusinik, who we actually featured at Coyote Crossing as a photographer way back when for the Arts Festival. So really a big friend of the borough, and just stunning photographs. So a really nice cap to the wonderful show that we had on 3rd. And then, of course, Soapbox Derby was the next day. So thank you to our whole team that was out on a very hot day, and to all of our racers and our winners who will be representing us in Ohio. Don't be fooled by that picture of our fire chief. Thomas is actively trying to pull down that entire structure, so Tim is just trying to make sure everyone's safe. But it was a really wonderful day, and thank you to Conchi and Bucks who helped to organize. And then we were actually in the park, Marywood Park last night for gymnastics, and I heard singing, so I had to run over, and it was Theater in the Parks rehearsing The Prince of Egypt, which will go off at the end of July, July 24, 25, 31, and August 1st at Marywood Park. Free of charge, right there under the trees, and it sounded awesome. So let's please come out and support. They did an absolutely phenomenal job with
Our
their-
own council president,
Yes.
one of the
Yes.
one of the actors. Let's not. Sorry to
Oh,
interrupt.
I did not
you,
know
but-
that. That's amazing. But they sounded great, and Lion King Jr., their play last month was awesome. So really high hopes for another wonderful set of shows. And then finally, Sarah and I started Country Strong Bingo at the VFW over COVID to support our businesses. So buying gift cards and giving gift cards out to participants as prizes. And now that we're well out of COVID, it was such a popular event, we decided to keep it going and just give all proceeds to the Colonial Neighborhood Council. So that will be going off on August 27th at the VFW. You can buy tickets, follow the QR code. I've posted about it on my social media. You can also go to conchibingo.com. And we'll have a lot of guest callers, probably some council members, business owners, nonprofit folks, community folks. It should be a really fun night of bingo under the stars. So please join us on Thursday, August 27th. That's it for me.
Okay, thank you. Ralph, anything?
Nothing from me tonight, but I am impressed. I didn't know you were in that play. I'm very excited about this. I just, the other he alerted
Thank
me
you,
to that.
Alan.
I think, listen, he just said ticket sales through the roof, okay? So it's a good thing.
Stacy?
No, I just want to thank everybody from Borough Administration, Public Works, and everybody in between fire, police. The fireworks went off, like Yaniv said, flawlessly, and that's a tribute to everybody in the borough and the planning and the amount of work. And it was a very long day. It was a hot day, and I heard nothing but wonderful things about it. So I want to extend my thank you to everybody for that.
I'm curious what role you're playing.
You have to come to the show to find out.
You'll have to
That's
come to
part
the
of
show to find
buy-
out.
Buy a ticket.
I can't give it away, but big act in scene one.
Always leave them wanting more.
Yes,
That's what
yes,
I said.
big
That's
act in
what
scene one.
Buy a free ticket and you'll find out.
I'll spare you, I have no comments this evening.
Adrian?
You can be Moses, huh? Nothing.
Alan?
Nothing. I think I've done enough. So.
All right, so since you're all kind of on me about our play, so yes, I am part of Conshohocken Theater in the Parks. As Yaniv said, we have 2 weekends of shows. The shows start at 7 p.m. In Marywood Park. Please bring your chairs and have a seat. The show probably will go till about 9:30, 9:45, if we're timing everything the right way. But I do believe that we do have a message from our Conshohocken Theater in the Parks that we can hit play. And volume. So a sneak peek. So this is Moses and Ramses. So it's a very exciting show. We've got fight scenes, we've got singing. A lot of technical components of these scenes.
Freaking glutes.
So that's a sneak peek of the fight scenes. I thought we would get some singing, but I guess we didn't get any singing while you were down there. So very exciting. Yes, I am in the chorus. I do not sing. And,
I was thinking you were in the fight scenes. That would have been very exciting for me personally if you were involved in that.
But we're very excited. Things have really come together nicely. And a great big thank you to the borough and council for helping support the first year of Conshohocken Theater in the Parks. It's a brand-new organization. They needed a little bit of help to get organized, have a place to actually have shows, and so thank you to the borough. And we also want to thank our churches. Our churches have been wonderful in giving us places to practice indoors. So that's St. Matt's, St. Mark's, United Methodist. So everybody is just chipping in. It is a community theater and a community effort to put this up on. So thank you to everybody. All right, with that, do we have any public comment? Okay, no public comment in the audience. Brittany, oh, look. Hi, Mayor.
I'm late.
No worries, come on up. You missed all the action.
Does anybody else have any comment?
I don't think so. Brittany, was there any public comment on? No, go ahead, Mayor.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Tina. Got to state my...
Nah, we got you.
I swear to tell them. So, yeah, I heard outside, they say when something's sold, stop, be quiet. So all I want to say is I heard that the council is proceeding exploring obtaining party status. So thank you for that. As I understand it, just my cursory understanding of the whole process with zoning hearing boards, that Plymouth Township Zoning Hearing Board, like all zoning hearing boards in the Commonwealth, they do have wide discretionary authority to consider more subjective or qualitative evidence regarding this type of hearing. So that's something I think to check out. And I think, Tina, you said it earlier. I mean, obviously, we're a contiguous municipality. It would seem kind of disingenuous to not consider the impact on the borough, especially with our fighting to hang on to legacy zoning. And we have come so far, so fast, and in such a great way to kind of, go back when the world around that plant is moving forward. And I would just like to say, in terms of the impact, which I think has the concern of so many residents, is, here just I'm reading a couple of headlines. This is an ABC. Conshohocken steel mill to officially close. Massive Conshohocken steel mill up for sale. This is ABC. This is, I don't know what GMK Center is. This is the Inquirer. Layoffs coming to Cleveland Cliffs steel mill in Conshohocken. And the headlines go on and on about the plant in Conshohocken. And, I am an amateur historian, but where was Allenwood Steel around the world known as being founded in?
Conshohocken.
Right. No. I'm sorry, we're wrong. It was Plymouth Township. That's where the blast furnace was and the rolling mills. So I'm sure if we find that we want a hyperscale data center in our backyard, as I've said, within handshake distance of our Conshohocken Borough community in Connie Town, that everyone will understand, no, it's in Plymouth Township, not Conshohocken. So please continue to live, work, play, and grow in Conshohocken. That's not where the data center is. So I really do hope that we fully explore aggressively every avenue to protect our community the way other communities around the country are, until we figure out more about what's going on with these facilities. As they say in gambling, if you don't understand it, don't do it. And we have too much that we've built here in Conshohocken to gamble it away. So I hope I didn't unsell anything.
No, you're good. Thank you. Thank you for your words. All right, anyone else? Public comment? All right, hearing no other public comment, I will call meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.